Hello,
What's going
everybody.
on, guys?
Welcome to Boomzies.
Issue 17. There is a little bit of a change for this episode. We got a special guest over here to my right. It's a good buddy of ours, Dirk.
Ours?
Yeah.
You assume he's my good buddy? Why would you make such an assumption? Maybe I hate him.
Just trying to be nice.
Okay, he's my best friend, too.
So everybody give him a good, virtual applause. Welcome in.
Thank you.
So, okay, done.
Sorry. Apologies. So, tell us about what we're going to be talking about this week.
For tonight, our opening topic, we're going to talk about the state of Netflix, digital distribution for movies and games, and then our main topic for tonight is going to be online passes, where that's taking the industry. And for those who have never come to a Boomzies before, you want to tell them kind of what we are, what we do?
As it says down here, Boomzies is mass geek debate. We talk about everything: comic books, movies, music, video games, geek culture in general, and most importantly, unlike a lot of people I've seen on YouTube, we involve you, the viewers, by chat, phone, or Skype, because we feel we want you guys to be involved. We're some good chuckleheads, but without you guys, we are nothing.
Yeah.
We are empty, soulless shells of a human being.
And it makes things fun, you know.
Exactly. A debate about geek things. Samurai Sam, hey guys, thank you for the new start time. I appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah.
New start time, 10 p.m. A little earlier for those who don't stay up as late.
Yeah.
Those who have the earlier bedtime or have to get out and bury the bodies late at night.
Hey, we got a little Dark Souls. This is awesome. Super cool.
Huh. Well, anyway, so moving on to...
Yeah.
shall we move on?
Yeah, what have we been doing this week?
Well, what have we been doing this week? Let's start with you, good friend. What have you been up to this week?
Let's see. The first thing I've been up to is a little Heavy Rain action. I was a big fan of Indigo Prophecy when it came out. I really loved the game, and when Heavy Rain came out, I didn't have a chance to pick it up at the time. I really meant to. I kind of slacked off on it, and went ahead and got it a while back now, and I've been playing it. I've been playing it with the PlayStation Move and with the regular controller. I love both. I really love this game. I think the visuals are fantastic. The story is cool so far. I really like it. Look at that. I mean, it just looks gorgeous, the way that the gameplay looks. Brian seems to think otherwise, but I really, really like this game. My heart is like racing during these scenes, and like I'm just on my edge during the entire time. And I don't know. You really care for the characters. You really feel bad for certain people. Like you really feel for these characters. And I know this guy kind of likes it too. But
yeah, big fan. Indigo Prophecy got it when it came out. Played it through quite a few times actually. Heavy Rain, much better than the first one. Good sequel. Less supernatural involvement.
Yeah.
Better ending.
Nobody ruined the ending because I haven't finished
yeah.
it yet. Dirk has. Brian has beaten it as well.
Yeah, the ending, I was like, oh!
You hate it, but you beat it?
Are we lagging? Are we having some lag? Anybody?
It's lag. Are we? I think you're lying to us, Delta. Are you lying to us? Don't you lie to us. So help me God, I will find the general city you live in and let a rabid dog loose to find you. Which may find a small child.
No, looks like we're okay.
Fine. We're fine.
Right, cool.
Okay, so back to reality about Heavy Rain.
Come on.
Come on. Heavy Rain is not a video game.
It is a video game.
Wow.
It's a collection of QuickTime events. That's all the game is. It's QuickTime events.
Okay, we're
it's
going back to
QuickTime.
Oh, let's give me a good recap.
Collection of QuickTime events. Okay, that's all it is. And guess what? There are times in the game that if you don't do the QuickTime actions, it just does it for you, or you move on. You can beat the game with the most minimal effort I've ever. You don't even have to put any effort in. It is the equivalent of an FMV on a Sega CD. It's cool technology. Hey, great. We have these faces and great graphics. Okay, great. But it's QuickTime events, and the story is piss poor. The story is laughable.
I'm listening.
There's so many plot holes in it.
this.
Okay, the girl in the refrigerator.
Girl in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Don't ruin things for me. I don't know. Don't ruin things.
Okay, I could talk about this all. But all it is, and the faces, okay? We're looking at these faces here, and everyone's like, oh, look how cool these are looking. They do look like a creepy puppet. And number two, that's a tech demo. Who gives a crap about how good it looks? The start of Mario 64, when you saw Mario's face and you could play with it, Was everyone enamored by that? No. They wanted to play the game.
I want to play this game. I enjoy playing it, man. I'm on my edge. I'm like freaking out.
All the quick time events, holding R2 and shaking the controller, just woo! It's pulse-pounding gameplay.
It's a whole new style of gameplay. You can't say that just because I'm pressing buttons a different way.
It's
I'm
quick
not playing
time.
the game.
That's what it is. It's quick time. It's not new.
There's gameplay
quick time events. There's no puzzles.
Yeah.
There's no puzzles at all.
It's like saying Resident Evil 4 isn't a game because once in a while you have to tap A bunch of times to dodge a boulder.
No, Heavy Rain, that's what you have to do all the time.
No, you have to move around
past that. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. You have to boredly move around to sit your character down to pee. The girl peeing was the most interesting part of the game. That was the most interesting part.
I did notice she doesn't wash her hands.
Well, you can make her wash her hands.
Yeah, it's an interactive story video game. It is the FMV of today.
No,
and people are like, oh, how great it is. But I guarantee you, in 10 years, people look back and go, wow, we really like the Sega CD and Heavy Rain, which were both essentially FMVs.
Then why does Metacritic have it at around a 90? Like, it's a good game.
Are you really going to use popular opinion? You want to listen to some Backstreet Boys and some NSYNC?
Oh my god.
Look,
dude, it's a game a
Don't
lot of
people...
be
a fool for you.
Look.
Just another game and you play it for two.
It's a game, and a lot of people like it, and I really enjoy it. This isn't our main topic. This is just what I've been doing this week. So we need to kind of move on here a little bit. But yeah, I would recommend Heavy Rain. I would really recommend Indigo Prophecy, too, if you guys haven't played Indigo Prophecy. The other thing that I've been doing this week is oogling and staring at everything Forza Motorsports 4. I don't have the cash to drop on it yet, because I'm going to get Batman next week. I have to get Batman. That's where all my money is going to. That's the same reason why I don't have Dark Souls right now.
Oh, Dragon's Lair. Hey, don't bag on Dragon's Lair. But it's pretty much the same thing. But hey, it is.
Oh my god,
it is the same thing. And Dragon's Lair is more fun. Anyway, go ahead, Forza.
Whatever. Full of shit. Anyways,
finish the game. You're talking about how terrible it is. It was fun enough for you to actually finish it and complete the game.
Oh, I played through it to get the experience, so I would have an informed opinion.
No.
Unlike some people, I like to have an informed opinion.
We have informed opinions. What the hell are you talking about? He's beating it too, and he loves... Okay, seriously, we're moving on. No more of this. Okay, anyways, Forza 4, it looks gorgeous. The new graphics, the new lighting engine in this game just looks fantastic. I'm enamored with everything on it. I really want to get my hands on it. I absolutely love the fact that Top Gear, the British Top Gear, not the shitty American Top Gear, the British Top Gear is heavily involved. You got Jeremy Clarkson, he's doing a lot of commentary throughout the entire game. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. You got all the Top Gear. You got the Top Gear track. You can do the stars and cheap cars. Basically, they've got car soccer, car bowling. There's a
Warthog in it.
Yeah, there's a Warthog. You can check out and see the Warthog in the game too, in the Auto Vista program that they've got going in there. So it just looks fantastic. I really want to get my hands on it. I love Gran Turismo, but I really like Forza 3. Not as much as Gran Turismo, but I'm really liking everything that I'm seeing on Forza 4, and I really, really want to get my hands on it.
I'm here. There's somebody said in the rear view mirrors or the side view mirrors, there's some lag, or there was some slowdown or choppiness in the frame rate.
I hadn't heard that. I got a good I got a coworker that's got the game, and he hasn't said anything really negative about it. I mean, he likes it. He did tell me that the AI in it is pretty aggressive. Like if you bump into anybody, they're gonna hammer the shit out of you. They're gonna come back at you. So they're fairly aggressive AI. So.
So what about you, Derek? What have you been up to this week? Our newest member here.
Yeah. Yesterday, I upgraded to a 4S. I've been on Sprint for a few years, so finally...
And Sprint has
finally got the 4S, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's actually a whole other topic with Sprint. But
wow, I didn't know that.
Been waiting for it. Finally, after all these years, finally get the upgrade to the iPhone. I've been rocking an Evo with Droid for a few years, or a little over a year now.
So now that you're a convert, you have converted completely.
I mean, nothing wrong with Droid. It was a good experience. It's just tired of seeing all my friends with all the new apps and the new things going on, and I have to wait roughly 6 months to 2 years before I get to enjoy the same
connectivity.
App. That's nice. Yeah.
Can you have the same? Could you kind of do the same Google connectivity with your iPhone?
Yeah, actually, I can. I can sync right up to my Gmail and also carry my contacts over from my Google account. And then,
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. The only thing I don't like as much is it doesn't connect with Facebook as well as Droid Me. I know it's a minor detail, but like with the Droid, you connect to Facebook account and it automatically finds all your friends on your contact list.
And it connects them all in there. That's pretty cool.
So now all my contacts don't have a picture associated with them. So it's kind of nice to, when someone calls you, look at the picture and see it's them. That was a nice thing, but that's gone. I mean, small thing to lose to get an iPhone. Yeah, it's nice.
Little detail.
Yeah, and also a few weeks ago I turned 21. Bought myself a PS3 Slim model as a gift.
Slim Slate Shady.
Been kind of going back and catching up on those. I played Uncharted 1, a little ways into Uncharted 2, playing Shadow of the Colossus. I know you hate that, but rocking that. Played some Resistance 1. All around, yeah, I love it. I'm a big 360 guy.
But you're able to have new games. You can play Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, I can finally play that.
Boom.
I can catch up on the whole series before I even play
Nice.
that. But yeah, it's nice. Something different.
Oh, resting. Hey, Duff Mana, what's going on? 60 gig. Oh, that's sad. I've got one of those. I hope mine doesn't die.
Mine's still. I still have my 60. I don't really use it anymore. Now that I got the new one, I'm kind of like afraid to turn it on anymore. I haven't had any problems with it. There's no real need for me to be afraid to not turn it on, but I am.
But you are. You're very afraid.
Yeah. So, well, it's good to see that you're using your PS3 now.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see you online.
Yeah, I had the whole 20 gig model back when I worked at GameStop.
Oh, we got a call. Hold on. Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone. Hello?
Are you doing the show now?
We're doing the show now at 10 p.m.
Oh man, I didn't want you to call here, bro. I wasn't going to call the show.
Well, now you have to say something interesting because you wasted our time calling in. Say something. Entertain us, monkey.
What are you guys talking about?
The PS3, we will be talking about Netflix and the online pass, but we just recently talked about Heavy Rain and how much it sucks.
No, Heavy Rain is amazing. Don't listen to him.
I want to play Heavy Rain. I never played it before.
Yeah,
Don't waste your time. Did you like the quick time
$30.
events in Shenmue?
Oh man.
Did you like the quick time events in Shenmue?
I can do in general.
Don't give him a response. Don't dignify.
Imagine a whole game of Shenmue QuickTime events. That's Heavy Rain.
No.
Except they're really boring, like sitting on the toilet and peeing or opening refrigerator doors. Which, hey, I don't get enough opening refrigerator doors in real life. I'd like to do that in a video game.
Come on,
Quit.
quit.
Don't you get naked though?
She
Yes,
does get
they
naked,
get
but
naked.
you can look up pictures of that, or videos, and download it and do what you wish.
You know, I'm just saying, anytime a chick gets naked, that's always a bonus, right?
I guess it is a bonus.
Oh my god.
You know, you caught me off guard, man. I was. Now I gotta join the show. Just know what's
You
going on.
should join the show. Well, thanks for the
working,
impromptu call.
I'll call you back once I figure out what's really going on.
Good idea.
Cool.
Good idea. See you, man. What
Chatia.
a good guy.
Okay, I'm curious about this question. I hate to say this, but I agree with Landon about Heavy Rain. Do you hate to say that you agree with me, or hate to disagree with him? What is the statement
I think
there?
a little bit of both, because, see, Chatia and I are in an army. We are knights in an army that you are not a part of.
Cookie army?
We are in a secret
Chatia.
club.
No, I know.
Oh.
He said he's in the army. I was in
Oh.
the cookie army.
So we are in this club that you just do not understand. We have a bond stronger than blood, steeped in video games.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not here to explain myself to you.
I just was curious. I was like, why hate to agree with me?
It's okay. It's a tough thing. Some people, they realize. It's kind of like saying, I agree with Hitler. Am I happy about that?
What have you been doing this week? Moving on.
Wait. I forgot one thing. Actually, I finished Gears of War 3 this week as well.
Well, you're putting 3 things?
My bad.
We
My
think
bad.
you can just break the... You think you
I
just,
broke the
this is
I
the way
broke
we've done
show.
it for 16 issues. And you just come in, I'm going to break it all up. Well, fine, Derek, take over the show.
It was good. The ending was great. That's what the ending of Halo 3 should have been. I'm done. Your turn.
Are you done?
Yeah.
You sure there's nothing else?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's good. All right.
Okay. Good. Well, for me this week, I have been watching... first I'll just say Guardian Heroes on Xbox Live Arcade. Awesome port of the Sega Saturn game, because I own the Sega Saturn game. You gotta have this. Widescreen, you can select either the graphics, the new redone remix graphics, which look like crap, don't do it, or the original, but it looks like you're playing it off of a computer screen. Just VGA, widescreen support, 4 players online, all sorts of options, the original intro, and you can actually understand what's going on because it's been translated into English. So, if you haven't bought Guardian Heroes, you can either buy it on the Saturn for $70, or for $15, you can buy it on Xbox Live. It's treasure. It's amazing. Absolutely great beat 'em up. One of my favorite treasure games.
Cool.
Gotta go get it.
And it's
You
got the
gotta
online
go
support,
get it.
so that's nice.
And online support, 4 players. And then the second thing I've been up to this week has been watching an anime called Redline. Now, have any of you guys heard of this?
Yes, you've showed it to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It's done by our friends at Madhouse. Took 7 years to do. Over 100,000 frames of hand-drawn, essentially paintings and animations. And it is absolutely amazing. So I wanted to show here just a little clip of what it looks like so you can get an idea. So check this all out, guys. Here's Redline, the anime.
回りすぎたぜチェリーボーイハンター。オーバージェットのクラブ同士、川に飛び込みホバーならではの賭けに出ました。さないよ。
So anyway, that is just a small snippet of one of the scenes. It's about an hour and 45 minutes. That's
Where are you watching this on?
Blu-ray.
Okay,
This
so
is,
you went out and bought it?
No, it's not in States. This is import. It will be coming out, I think, stateside in November.
Okay.
But I just had to have this film. It's absolutely amazing. I mean,
just looking at it, like, I just like the visual, like, just
Oh,
the
yeah.
use of color in that is really nice.
the style and like the angle, and when they accelerate very Looney Tunes like.
Yeah.
Like they'll hit a nitro and they'll go when they'll just hit off. But anyway, great animation, great voice acting, pretty good story. And as the film goes on, this is the first race, the yellow line. Essentially, it's about competing for this red line competition to be the best racer. So it is. It's like F-Zero on crack.
I don't know.
F-Zero mixed with Akira.
Speed Racer, but
Mixed
better.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, I don't know. Maybe I kind of like Speed Racer.
Well,
more than this.
it's Speed Racer, but
I mean, he has
you have
buzzsaws
these
that chop down
weird
trees.
characters. Like, give all these characters in the film too could literally have their own anime series, and I would watch it because each of the characters is really well done, creative, interesting looking. So
Now, have you watched the entire thing yet?
I have.
Okay,
Whole
so I
thing.
mean, is it set up? Is there gonna be more? Is this something that can be
No,
a series?
that's
Is
it.
gonna be-
No, this is just a movie. Like I said, it took 7 years to do. Over 100,000 frames of hand-painted animation. And it kind of has that stark contrast, cel-shaded, but drawn thing. So,
Yeah.
again,
Looks cool.
cannot recommend this anime more because a lot of the new high-def anime is animated like crap.
Now, how much did it cost to import in? Though?
It'll cost you maybe... Oh, we got to call the movies, but we'll hold that... Well, actually, we'll just take it
Yeah,
from
what
here.
the hell?
Hello, you've called the Boomzies phone.
Hey, this is Monster of the Mist again.
Hey, Monster, what you up to?
Not much. I caught that showing of Jaws a couple weeks ago, made me jump back in my seat.
Right.
But, you know how Marvel has you know how Disney has acquired Marvel?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't have, like, a whole lot of faith in Disney's treatment of superheroes. I mean, it's like the 20th anniversary of The Rocketeer, one of my favorite, like, superhero movies ever. And it's the Blu-ray release, right? And there are, like, no special features at all, just same as the DVD. And I'm like, where's the love for The Rocketeer? He just acquired Marvel, you know?
I'm not sure, man. You know, Disney's weird with that. They put Love on Tron, and that was a film that wasn't it was kind of as big as The Rocketeer. Didn't have a huge following, but hey, that's what Disney wants to do. It's what they do, I guess. So,
Yeah, I know.
well, hey, man.
I don't know. At least I still have the comics, so.
There you
that's
go. Exactly. You can think, hey, I got the comics to read and catch up on. So, well, I'm glad you enjoyed
Yeah.
Jaws, man, and thanks for calling.
Yeah, no problem.
All right,
Bye.
dude. See ya. But yeah, you just got to check it. It's import right
What
now,
was the
but
price,
in,
did you say it again? I can't
it was like I got it for 45 off of eBay.
And so when is it supposed to get stateside? If
November.
It is, okay, so it
it
is
is
100%
now. You
coming
can
in.
buy it on Amazon for like $100 or something, but it will be coming stateside in November
Yeah.
with the release. But it's
That's fine,
again
I'll just wait, man.
amazing. I've watched, like I said, I watched a lot of high def anime lately, some Sengoku Basara, and they don't put the effort into it like they did old animes. I feel because they have the new digital looks and the digital paint, very clean, but the effort in animation and the story and all that,
Yeah.
anime has, I think, gone downhill, and this is one that I feel is leaps and bounds better than what else is out there. So,
Because I think for me, like Full Metal was kind of really top end animation for me. I really love some Full Metal, and I just this is even better.
you would very much love it. So I'd tell you to check it out.
So,
Cherokee, I haven't been this pissed at a movie since Sucker Punch, but at least Sucker Punch didn't rip off a previous movie with the same title. I missed something
talking about
there.
they're talking about The Thing.
Yeah.
Oh, The Thing, yeah.
He said it wasn't pretty good.
I heard Red Steel is actually good. I
Steel?
might,
Yeah.
I might have to go watch Real Steel.
The John
I
Carpenter
don't know.
version. I mean, the Thing from the '80s. That's the puppetry and costumes and makeup in that film were awesome. So, well, anyway,
So, yeah, so let's move into our first.
the main topic
Yeah. So
of the week.
if people don't know, Netflix did a little bit of a shifting around earlier, where they branched off. Obviously, first they raised their prices
Yeah.
on everything.
Right. And, well, they separated their plans.
Right. Well, first
Yeah.
they raised
They
their prices,
raised- yeah,
and then they separated where Netflix was basically just going to be streaming only, keep that name, and they're creating another company, Qwikster, which was going to be your DVDs in the mail company.
Right.
So, it'd be on the same site, but the companies would be different. It was just kind of confusing, a little weird, and that didn't last very long, and they quickly nixed that whole concept.
Real
And
quick.
Yeah, and the CEO or the owner or whatever sent out an email to everybody, which kind of felt personalized, but it was just a regular just email saying like, hey, we felt like maybe this wasn't the best decision. We're gonna go back to the way things were. So I don't know. I mean, what's going on? What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's very wishy-washy. It's first they came out, and I think what happened was Netflix did the price raising, and then they did the separate plans of $7.99 a piece. There were people who were ticked about
Oh
that.
yeah.
I knew people that were just like, it's like the Berlin Wall. No, this is an injustice to
Now,
us.
let's start. I got a Netflix account. Do you have Netflix?
I have Netflix.
You
I have Netflix.
Okay,
We
so
all
I
are
have
Netflix.
All right.
So we can speak about this. To me, I watch more streaming. I rented and returned the first movie I had, and I never got another one.
Oh yeah.
I did.
Same
I
here.
just. So you,
I don't
you
use
pretty
the
much.
mail. Yeah. I use the instant streaming. Yeah. All the time. What it really comes down to is, do you think the instant streaming is worth the extra money? Most people had it before as an extra add-on. If you couldn't find the movie on stream, you'd order it through the website. But
Right.
now, do you think the streaming is worth paying an extra fee or not?
Well, I feel like for me, the fact that I'm streaming it on all types of different devices, which is
Yeah.
the biggest plus for me of using this over Hulu Plus.
Plus, iPhone can do that by side.
Yes,
That's what I
exactly.
hate.
Yeah,
My
Android,
Android
too.
cannot stream Netflix, but the iPhone
Android
can.
has Netflix now. I was using it before I switched. It does have
Android
Netflix
does?
app. Yeah.
Talking to a little boy right now. Yeah.
I'm like a little schoolgirl.
But like that's the big reason for me to stick with Netflix over Hulu Plus is Hulu Plus. You can stream on different devices, but you don't get the full library. With Netflix, you've got the same amount of library that you can stream via
Right.
your computer. You can stream via your PS3,
Exactly.
via your phone, anything like that. And I feel for me at $8 a month for instant streaming, I use it plenty enough for that $8. It does suck going from $4 to $8, but I feel like for me, I'm getting well worth my money out of it.
Exactly, and that's why like I said, I do the streaming. I wasn't that ticked when they did the separate thing, but what did weird me out, because they made that decision, then they said an apology. They're like, oh, we're really sorry about this all. We shouldn't have done that. We should have informed you better. They did that whole, and then they started putting out videos. Then they did this Qwikster thing, which was like, it just felt unnecessary. It felt very much like, okay, why are we making this unwieldy and separating this into two separate companies.
Well, reason, first of all, they sent the apology.
I'm reading all that. We're getting a lot of lag. I'm sorry.
I talked to Landon and I was like, blank stare? Words coming from your mouth?
The main reason that the apology, though, honestly, their stock dropped. It plummeted within that week. And also...
They lost support. They lost stars.
Yeah, they lost stars, first of all. And also, they lost millions upon millions of members after they raised the prices.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're like, well, we have to make this up somehow.
Here's the thing, though. Honestly, all those people that left, I guarantee you,
they'll be back.
90% of them are coming
They'll
back.
be back, but you know, here's... Oh, Deceptive Creep. Let's talk about the real reason why I have Netflix. DS9.
The 3DS has Netflix,
Hey,
yes
the
it does.
DS9 is great towards the last 4 seasons. It's all about next generation, baby. That's where it's at. But I think why they did Qwikster was because they wanted to make it look more valuable.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, oh, we have 2 services, so that's why you're paying 2 fees, because you're getting 2 distinct, you know what I mean? So they almost bloated it to make it look more important than it was. And then...
when a company becomes so big, it's also better to split to 2 separate companies and have 2 separate management teams, because at some point it becomes too big of a task for one group to manage.
As far as branding, like... You've spent so much time building up the Netflix brand.
Right.
Everybody recognizes Netflix. You say Netflix, you see that red, and that's part of the reason why Redbox is Redbox, because of Netflix. Netflix was red. You see red, you think Netflix.
Next will be Brainflix, streaming movies directly into your brain.
And so for them to switch over to Qwikster, it's like, that sounds like a fast food chain. Like, that doesn't sound like, the new DVDs in the mail.
It just doesn't.
The new edition of Nesquik.
And it wasn't necessary. There's nothing. I never had Netflix. I was like, gosh, I wish I had another website to completely overcomplicate things. Man, what if they had that? So, but do you think now they're moving back to Netflix, and now is the DVD thing just going to go away? That's what some people have been saying.
Honestly,
I'm sorry.
The postal service in general is starting to go away slowly.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and the costs are still rising.
Yes, yeah. Redbox is kind of taking over the whole postal thing. Because, I mean, now, I guess this is later, but Redbox doing games and movies, like, the day they come out, they have the games and movies now. Who's going to wait 3 days in the mail when they can just go to Redbox at QuickTrip and like, oh, I want that for $1 tonight and take it back tomorrow.
Well, and here's the
and
thing,
games for $2.
Yeah.
Here's the thing for me, like, I feel like, okay, raise those prices, sure, that's fine, but improve the service. With me paying twice the amount for digital streaming,
right?
I want more content.
You are starting to see it, though, luckily.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And really, like, honestly, most of the time, if I want to watch something, it's on there.
Well, you were saying, The Office, season 7.
New season of The Office. 2 weeks after it came out, already on Netflix.
It's on Netflix. And I remember, because it said new episodes, I'm like, maybe it's talking about season 6. I'm like,
no,
it's already here. Why even buy the DVD?
And then last season of Walking Dead's already on.
Yeah, I saw that.
Season starts Sunday, so you can catch up. I mean, that's
and I've been watching.
We're getting some Next Generation, a little bit of bash on Next Generation.
Whoa, hey, Deceptive Creep. Hey, maybe there was a few poopy episodes, but guess what? When you have that many episodes of awesomeness, sure, it's easy to see the turd. But DS9 was kind of a poopy pie up until the last 4 seasons.
Anybody watching Big Bang Theory? Obviously, what the actor who played Wesley Crusher, he's been on Big Bang for a while now. But last week's episode, Brent Spiner made an appearance.
Oh, I saw the end of that. He opened up the figure and he was a real dick.
He's kind of a bit of a dick. Now he's the new immortal enemy. So. I thought it was really cool that he was in there.
Bad. I decided to watch good TV, so I
not Breaking
Bad.
Big
Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Yeah,
Big
Bang.
I
don't watch
great
Big
show,
Bang Theory.
But
I like Big Bang.
It's good. It's not as good as it was the first 2 seasons.
The first couple seasons.
It's too much about romance now, but it's still an amazing show.
That's going to happen with any series. That's going to go, slow.
They got to appeal to the mainstream, not just
whatever. Anything I like, this bitch hates. Whatever. Moving on. Nobody knows what Redbox is, or Chatia doesn't know what Redbox is. You want to explain Redbox?
What on earth is Redbox? I have just come to this planet. Well, she's from another part of this world that's not in the Americas. Netflix,
whole different accent.
Netflix is the ability to rent movies for $7.99 per month, and they mail it to you
not
in a
Netflix,
Redbox.
Redbox. Oh,
take off the smug accent and focus.
Okay,
two things.
Redbox are these big red boxes in the middle of McDonald's, Walgreens, all these places that you can go rent movies for $1 per day, come back, and then you insert it into the Redbox. It's all automated, and you can reserve titles online too.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the cool thing about Redbox is you can reserve titles, and it'll tell you at what location that title's at.
Well, and you
so
can
then
return.
You pay the $1, go pick it up, and just swipe your card, get it, and it'll automatically tell you where the movie is, so you don't have to go searching for it.
And you can return them at any place. So wherever it's
Redbox.
convenient for you. You might have to drive ways to get the movie you want, but you can just return
And
it down
Del
the street
says,
wherever
good
you
point, Blockbuster just died, so
Oh yeah, Redbox.
that's
killed
why I
it.
think
want. Yeah.
That's all there is to
with
it.
that and Redbox killing it, Netflix, I think, if they were going to separate their DVDs into a lower brand like Qwikster and keep the streaming Netflix, doesn't that kind of tell you what they show the priority as?
Oh, yeah.
We want to keep our brand name as streaming, but Qwikster's DVD. I think they're wanting to separate
it's so
themselves
much-
from it because then
Yeah.
in a year or two when it dies, like, well, Qwikster's going away.
Well,
Netflix is still here, though.
They probably
Yeah.
realize too that their turnover on DVDs is a little bit lower. Because I mean, people, it's less too on the fact that yeah, sure, it takes a couple days for it to get to you, but people squat on those DVDs forever. I would always get a DVD and be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just watch it some other time, and I'll end up keeping it for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Decepticorn's bagging on Denise Crosby. She is one, fine, and two, she did a good job, and they killed her off eventually, alright? So she's dead now. Are you happy? God, you are heartless. Seriously.
Man.
So, we hope the best for Netflix.
Yeah.
Don't
Maybe
make
they
it.
do
They're
well.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're a household name. They just got to realize that they can't make 2 separate bills. No one likes having 2 separate
No,
fees
no.
and dealing with 2 separate websites. You got to realize, like, grandparents and my parents even are using Netflix. They aren't technologically
Make it
inclined
easy.
whatsoever.
Make it
They
as...
know what Netflix is.
Deltaz? What?
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's talking about Final Fantasy VIII.
Yeah.
That's like a
Fill in the
keyword. He
blank.
sees it as, what?
Fill in the blank.
Will you
and
say
it's got
something bad about
asterisks. It must be a bad word.
We'll wait. He'll tell you. Don't worry. Hey, down, boy. Down.
When the best thing to do is not tell them what your favorite game is, so you can hold your pride.
Exactly.
Best thing to do on this show.
No, it's too late now.
Well, let's move on to our main topic of the evening, which is online passes. The bad, the worse, the ugly.
Well, let's explain a little bit about what online passes are so that some people...
Tell
you want
us,
to take
sir.
it over? New individual? You want me to
No
take it?
pressure.
No, I got it.
No pressure.
Basically, online passes, if you buy a game used, most companies nowadays, especially EA, any title they release, they require you to... They have an activation code or an online pass where you type it in, submit it, it proves you bought the game new, and gives you the ability to download DLC and even play games online, such as Mortal Kombat. If you want to play that game online,
Right.
you bought it used, you got to pay the fee to be able to play online with your friends, or you don't play online whatsoever. That's your options.
Essentially, it's a way to combat used
Yes.
retailers and use people
And they
that buy
said
used
piracy.
games.
I know they kind of tried to hint at piracy. But, side note, I know we're going to talk about it, but I had a friend of mine, I was playing Battlefield Bad Company 2. Not a close friend, but somebody I know online. And I was like, how you enjoying it? Where'd you get this? He's like, oh, I'm playing it pirated off
Oh,
my
wow.
PS3 online
I didn't know
with
that was
a
possible
pass.
yet. Wow.
And I'm like, okay, that's not combating so well, so great job, Online Pass.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you have an opinion about this all, please give us a call, 316-778-0730, or our Skype, @Boomzies. If it's messing up again, we'll call you back. Don't worry about that. You can voice your opinion on this topic. So go ahead. Who should tell your opinions, or what's your thoughts on
I
all
think
this
it's like
hubbub here?
The thing with it is it's not just to play the game online. Sometimes it's for the DLC. I know Mass Effect, in order to get the DLC, you have to pay that extra fee unless you bought it new, just to get download content, get extra stuff. And it's like some of these fees are pretty expensive. I think Mass Effect was $10. Some
Yeah.
games are $15.
Battlefield Bad Company 2 is $15.
And that's really pricey. Like, I understand in a sense what some companies are doing. You know, they're having to put the servers up, they're having to put this content up, and it might, you know, cost them some money, and they're losing a little bit by going through, you know, if people are buying.
He said Final Fantasy, it sucks.
I'm on track right now. I'm focusing.
Can nobody hold me
Yeah.
down? Oh no.
Yeah. So anyway, so I kind of understand. You know, they're wanting to keep a little bit of money. They're having to, I mean, they're putting money up to have these servers up and put this service up for you, and they might be losing it by people just buying used games. What I don't respect is these huge prices. $15 is stupid high for
Yep.
that, especially if you're going out. I mean, plus you're really fucking over those people that buy the used games. You're spending $55
yeah.
if you go to Best Buy or GameStop for a new game that's used, and then a $15 fee. Fuck that. Buy it new. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But see,
yeah,
Now
sure.
the thing is, I
Yeah.
would be more acceptable with this situation if these online passes were $3. That's something I could understand.
Reasonable.
I respect the fact that I understand that they're putting money up to have these servers up and do this extra stuff. So sure, $3, I'll pay that if I have to buy it used. $15, That's just stupid and pisses me off.
That's another good point. J.K. Spencer said, online pass basically means you can't share with family or friends. If I wanted my friend to borrow Mass Effect 2...
But how many times do you do that? Like, I mean, for me,
not as
I
much,
don't do it that much as we used to anymore.
Not having the ability to do it is another thing. Like, I don't do it that much, but not being told basically I can't do it, that's something else.
Well, but to me, if I let a friend of mine borrow it, if anything, that's going to encourage them. If they, they love Mass Effect enough, they're like, I got to get this game to play the whole thing, because at some point I'm going to want it back. I only think that's encouragement, because here's my thing about it too. The movie business and the music business go through the same thing that video games do. They are used products. At one time they were new, and they're not seeing any money. Yet they've gone through this. The CDs have gone through this, the music industry, since its inception, and bootleg tapes and bootleg CDs. And of course, we're hearing a lot about the music industry is kind of suffering because of things like Napster originally in the 90s, but they're dealing with it. They're not punishing people for not buying new. Same with the movie industry. So I had to say to myself, the game industry is saying, well, we're doing it to combat all the terrible things used games are doing. I'm going, movies and music are doing it, and they don't have to resort to that.
Yeah, and quite honestly, sometimes this stuff, like I remember when, I think it was EA that really started the bit. Was it EA that started it really big, or was it THQ?
Yeah, EA was the really big
And I remember
one.
you just hear all these people just in this uproar and basically boycotting it. It's like, you guys, by doing this and making it a huge fee, you're really just making gamers not want to play your stuff, and you're alienating yourself from a certain community, a certain group.
We're getting the Boomzies call here. Answer it. Here.
I'll try and keep you in the loop.
I guess.
You've called the Boomzies line. Who are we talking to?
Hello, Boomzies. This is Nashmi. Big fan. Alright. Alright. This is what I feel about this online pass thing. I know that it's all that, well, they say it's all because of piracy and stuff like that. And they lose a lot of money of the used games and stuff, and they want to, make that money. But the thing is, I don't think that they know how this stuff works. Like, I mean, I bought my first I bought Batman Arkham Asylum used for like $40, right?
Right.
Because I really didn't have that much cash, and I heard it was a cool game, but I just didn't have the money to buy it new. But the thing is, after I played it, I really enjoyed it, and you know what? I'm buying the $100 special edition. I mean, I don't see why they think like limiting people who buy. They're really screwing people who buy used games, and it's not fair, because the only reason why people would buy used games is because, well, they don't have the money for some reason, and I don't. You kind of understand what I'm trying to say?
I understand what you're saying. See, that's where I think they're putting the cart before the horse. They want this money, and I understand that, but I think in the end they're hurting themselves more because they're pissing off gamers. And then, like you said, this is an experience you had where you enjoyed the game, and now you're going to buy the sequel. So, to lessen your experience, why would they do that to you if they're really wanting your money?
Yeah, exactly. And I do see some companies kind of doing something where I go, that's okay. Because, it's online passes. One online pass thing that I think is okay is one for Rage. Because I bought Rage on you. And they talked about, there's these little sewer systems that they're pretty hard to find, and they won't really add anything, but they're still pretty fun to go inside.
It's just a bonus.
You know what? If I bought this game used, I wouldn't really care about them. But you know what? That I bought it new. I bought it new, and you know what? They are pretty fun, but you don't really need it. It's still cool to have because I bought it new and stuff, but. If I bought it used, I really wouldn't care. If they would do something like that for instead of like, you can only play online if you buy it new and stuff. That really does suck.
I agree, man. I totally agree with you there, man. Totally agree. Well, I think you made some good points, man.
Here is one thing I really enjoyed, though. Have you seen this interview with Gabe Newell? It brought up something pretty interesting, because it was him and a bunch of people who worked for, I guess,
another video game company, and they asked him, how do we stop video game piracy? How can we prevent this? And Gabe just said, make games accessible.
Exactly.
And that's genius. I mean, the only games I would ever pirate are games that I can never get here in America. And I really feel crummy about that because I wish I had actual copies of it. But I mean, if I can't for the DS, I mean, there's only one other way I can get it. I mean, that is perfect. If they make games highly accessible for everyone, I know if even $10, if they lower the prices for $10, I know a lot more people are going to buy stuff.
Especially in this economy. Especially in this economy, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
I mean...
And I think what you're saying is you're looking more long-term, which I think is what the game industry should do, but they're not. So, I mean, all we can hope is we vote with our gaming dollar and say, look for the future, not to now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, thanks for the call, man.
Share of letters, though, to them. I don't know if they'll read it, but it's one of those things where I would... I don't know. Would you think they would ever read these letters? That am I the only idiot who actually writes to these people?
Maybe. It depends on the company or the publisher. But you know what? I think all we can do is just send it or do petitions. I mean, all we can do is voice our opinion with the online forums and emails. But I think the best way you can do it is with your gaming dollar. If you don't agree with it, then don't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, man, thanks for your call. I appreciate it.
Got, man.
What's that?
You're welcome, dude. I hope this helped out.
I think you brought up some good points, man.
Cool.
Thanks for calling in. You rock.
All right, you guys rock harder, okay?
We rock harder. All right. See you, dude.
See you.
All right. Bye.
All right, let's catch Dirk up a little bit of speed on that. Basically, he was. I know Dirk doesn't have headphones, so he's kind of just twiddling stubs over here playing with his iPhone 4S. But basically, he was kind of saying that by doing that, like, people will buy used games because of they just don't have the money for it at the time, and so don't. As developers, don't just bash directly on used games because it's an entry-level way into your game and your experience. And for him, he loved Arkham Asylum enough that now he's got the brand new limited edition on pre-order. He's getting it because he loved it so much. So they are getting his gaming dollar, but because of him buying it used and not buying it new.
He's saying long-term, essentially. You know, that if you treat the gamer right, if you give them fair prices and what Landon's saying, then guess what? They're going to come back and buy your game new when if they really love it that much.
So now, what is your exact opinion on online? What's your exact opinion with online gaming or online passes? Is it that it's too expensive, or that it's completely unfair in general, or what's a good price for you if online passes have to stay?
See, I can understand companies wanting to get into the pockets of people buying used games because honestly, after a point, put all this work into a game and everyone's making money on it except you. It seems like, and you're the ones running the servers. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, and I understand. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess if it was a small fee, I'd be okay with it. But honestly, having to pay 20% of the game, 25% of the game's cost to be able to play online.
What is a good price for you?
Well, see, here's my thought.
Less than $5, I'd be okay
Here's my thought. I think it depends on the content.
Exactly.
And it depends on... So if it's an online pass, so it's a huge part of the game, okay, fine. Maybe charge me $10 max. Yeah. But if it's a little bonus thing, okay, charge me... But here's my thought along with that. $3 to $4. But as the game ages, lower the price of the online pass. As less people play, it's now $5. It's been out a year. It's $5 for the online pass.
Well, this is one thing that I completely disagree with, though. I understand it. Pay $3 to play online with people, like if it's a multiplayer type thing. Don't make me pay $3 just to pay $15 for DLC.
Pay money to be able to pay money, basically.
And J.K. Spencer saying here, I pay for games I will enjoy. Online passes may stain my experience, but it won't ruin it completely.
Yeah,
is that kind of your...
Yeah.
We are on Skype. My Skype is on. It says I'm here.
We always have issues with Skype.
We always have issues with Skype. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. I'm sorry about that. But now let's kind of bring in a little topic about game companies and game resellers. GameStop. Lana, why don't you inform the folks about what GameStop's doing a little bit to combat this online passing
This is kind of unique for people. Here's a little bit of a surprise that I wasn't expecting. Arkham City comes out Tuesday, fucking yes, man. Like, I'm so excited. God, I want to play this game so much. But anyways, they tout, awesome, you can play Catwoman, you know? And I was so stoked. I'm like, oh, yeah. But then you come to find out very recently that to play Catwoman, you have to basically buy the game new when you get a code that you have to enter. And the Catwoman, it's not just small little snippets. It's a substantial amount of the game. There's about 6 chapters of her at about 20 minutes apiece. That's a good portion of that game that you're paying $60 for, or if you bought it used, $55, and you might not get. But here's something that's kind of cool, and the last company I would expect to do it,
the last company,
would be GameStop. And granted, I worked for GameStop for about 6 years, and they started off doing some decent things, but then they slowly kind of get dumber and dumber as the years went by. And I was really surprised by this. If you buy Arkham City used at GameStop, they will give you free codes to play as Catwoman. So you get the same amount of stuff at buying it new. I'm kind of curious. How are they able to do that? Because I would figure that these codes would be generated by Rocksteady.
Well, some of them might be generated, but I know Mortal Kombat was generated by GameStop.
Yeah.
It might be that. Who knows? But a lot of these deals for the pre-order bonuses or new bonuses are generated through GameStop. So you buy it at GameStop, and here's this special code.
Yeah.
I know GameStop's doing it for their own good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you, I'm not under any delusion that, for the gamers. But you know what? Kudos.
Yeah, I mean,
because
if you can do it, do it.
because again, and Chatia made a good point earlier. To me, bashing used games is the same as bashing streaming. Why are you complaining about cheaper free advertising?
Right.
I think the game companies have this wrong view of us. It's like in school, everybody gets punished for the bad kid. Why are we, as I'm a gamer who, hey, I'll buy games new, I'll support companies that I believe in. When the Metal Gear Solid Collection comes out, boom, day of, I'm buying it. But in this economy especially, buying used games makes sense. Buying them on sale, especially when in 2 weeks after a game comes out, it'll be like, Duke Nukem's a case of one, or a lot of these. Maybe they're Deus Ex.
Deus Ex is down cheap now.
It's real cheap. So why does it not make sense to wait? Why then punish these people and give them a bad taste in your mouth? I mean, that's in a time like this with the economy where it's at, spitting in your face. I don't think that's any way to treat your customers, and it's only going to alienate them more. Like with EA, Battlefield 3's Online Pass, Uncharted, it's the same thing. So
yeah, this doesn't make any sense. And I was just, like I said, I was really surprised that it's coming from GameStop. So,
but kudos, hey, you know what?
But at the same time, I was disappointed that Rocksteady even made it to where.
Well,
you have to buy it new. Just
at the same time, you can't blame a company for having extra content if you buy it on launch. It's like Reach was the same way, and Dragon Age 2
But is it
was
really
the same
extra
way.
content? See, that's where it's like,
okay, you gotta draw the line. Like Halo Reach, you got extra armor. Dragon Age, you got an extra. You got an expansion.
But what did that? Did they already have that developed? You know what I mean?
Well, and you advertise
you gotta draw the line.
The whole time you're looking. Well, you're looking at all the trailers and stuff for Arkham City, and they're touting the fact that you can play as Catwoman.
Yeah, that's too big of a thing to offer.
And J.K. Spencer, good point. Won't online passes encourage companies to shoehorn multiplayer to warrant the use of said passes? What will stop them from expanding on it beyond just multiplayer? And that kind of brings in how far can they go with
even
this?
games nowadays where you can't play without a constant online connection.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just.
I mean, how far do we go? Do we go past online, past bonus, and say you can't play the last stage if you don't have an online pass? I mean,
I don't know if they can get away with that.
Yeah, I can't see that. But there are unique cases, like if you want to talk about Saints Row.
Yeah.
This is really freaking weird. I couldn't believe this.
Recently, trying to go back and play Saints Row 2, and also before Gears of War 3 came out, me and my buddy tried to play Gears of War 2 online, get a little refresher. Basically, what happens is you have to download all the DLC in order to play online. So Gears of War 2, go to play it a week before the third one came out, and don't forget, Xbox Live doesn't believe in discounting DLC, no matter how old it is. Not at all.
Oh, we're getting a Skype call. Hello? Does the Skype work?
Yeah, it's all good.
Are you there? It was working.
I'm here.
Ha!
Hello?
Skype works.
It's working.
What's up, those guys deal with shirts?
Alright, it's those guys.
What's going on?
I was gonna say, not much. Just calling you guys. I was gonna say stuff about online passes, but that last caller pretty much summed up everything I was gonna say.
Oh, well, crap.
Yeah, but I want to say something about the Catwoman thing.
Tell us.
I think that's totally stupid how they did that, because they were hyping up like how Catwoman's like the second main character of the game. Like she's like
Right.
a really big part of this, and all of a sudden you have to like, it's like taking like a chunk out of the games. But I'm very grateful that GameStop is like, hey, here you go.
Well, it's fine for them
So-
to add that way if they advertise that this is something you have to buy it new. You know, don't show it off and like this is a big portion of it, and then like a week before it comes out say, oh, by the way, you can only get this if you buy it new.
It's kind of like a
Yeah,
tease.
like I could understand if they did it for like Robin or Nightwing because, well, they didn't like hype it up like Catwoman.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's where it's like, if you want to do that as an added feature of the game, then show it off like that. But if it's a bonus, then preface it with a few words to go, this is a special feature for those who buy it new. I think it was a little bit of false advertisement there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys...
also,
Go ahead.
Also, the Mass Effect 3 thing, I think it's probably is going to come with another online pass like the Cerberus Network. I kind of hope...
Right.
I don't know, I'm kind of like if and then, because the Cerberus Network got you for like only $10 if you bought it used. You got like a whole bunch of free DLC. But still, people who bought it used don't get that DLC from the Google. They have to pay 10 extra bucks.
Right.
But I kind of like how you get a lot of DLC.
They make it worth the $10.
Yeah, they make it worth the $10. But it's kind of like a little unfair, but fair, I guess.
It's fair in the unfair sense of online passes.
I think it should just be a more affordable price. And I understand it at a more affordable price. 10 to 15 is too high.
Yeah, 10 to 15 is way too high. At least $3 to $5 is a good price.
So, let's talk about you guys, though, real quick. 11, 11, 11. Pip yourself out here a little bit. You guys are going to be coming on here to Justin.tv.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Good
it.
job.
That's all we had to say about it.
Yeah.
Do you want to say anything more about it? Do you want to pimp it out here? Or what can you tell the viewers?
Yeah.
It's going to be Skyrim, and it's gonna have me, LD, and Thug Doug, which that's his name. But yeah, it's gonna be 3 of us. I think Thug Doug might be there, but it's gonna be 3 of us, and yeah, we're going live, and yeah. Boomzies is gonna be the mod, totally.
Well, then follow those guys in the overshirts here on Justin.tv and check them out on YouTube as well. They got some Let's Plays and some interesting Pokemon videos. Pokemon! So go check them out.
I'm not doing Let's Plays anymore. I quit that stuff. I'm doing reviews.
There you go. There you go. But they're good peoples. Follow them. Check them out here. All right. Well, you guys have a Boomzies wonderful night.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Yeah, all right. Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Okay.
So, okay, do you want to continue? You're talking Saints Row.
Yeah. Basically, we started playing Gears of War. Try to go online. It's like, oh, you don't have the required maps for this. We look online. There's 4 map packs released, $10 each still. And one was released 2 months after the game was released, and it still hasn't discounted. So $40 if we wanted to play online whatsoever, even if we own the game.
Wow.
And then also Saints Row 2. Yeah. Saints
Which
Row
the
2.
game is, you can go and buy the game for like probably $12.
Yeah.
at that time.
Exactly. Yep.
Stupid.
So if you bought it used, you would then have to go out and rebuy it new to get a better deal than you would to download all the stuff.
Depends if it comes with the maps or not. But yeah,
Right.
I think it comes with the edition comes with the maps, so it'd be a better deal. And then also I wanted to go through and play Saints Row 2 co-op with a buddy. Getting ready for the 3rd one. Yeah, this is good. Pay $20 for a combo pack of Saints Row 1 and Saints Row 2.
Which is a good deal, you think.
My
2
buddy,
games, $20.
Yeah, my buddy went back and played when it first came out and got the DLC. Can't blame him for that. And we try to connect our characters, and it's like, oh, he has DLC. You don't. You guys can't play together because he might have cars and outfits that you don't have. God
They don't
forbid.
just blank it out.
No. So I had to go and pay $20 for DLC, rebuy the game just so I could play with my buddy's characters or play with him whatsoever on his Xbox.
Twice the price.
Yeah. So double it, just so I could have 10 more cars and a few more outfits.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
If anything, like they should
Jeez.
just take those stuff out of that guy's game.
Yeah.
You know, when
Right,
he
yeah,
goes in, just
censor
put,
it out.
Just put him in your universe.
But they
rather
wouldn't be
than-
making money off of that. That's right.
Oh,
Coach, and I'll make
Chatia.
money.
I'm pissed I can't buy DLC for ME2 because I bought it new on Steam.
You're not missing much.
No,
DLC.
but still, isn't that kind
Yeah,
of
they're
sweet?
still messed
Overlord
up, for
was
sure.
really good.
Oh, I thought the DLC episodes
Some of them-
Shadow Broker was
Shadow Broker,
good. I thought the what's that assassin gal with the weird lipstick?
Yeah. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah.
Anyway,
behind
I
you,
thought there was a really few good episodes, but yeah, she bought it new. You know, and then she says, "Yeah, I thought if they said this is bonus content for anyone who buys it new, how many more copies will they sell?" Yeah. So the point is, she bought a new on Steam, but doesn't get the bonus content. So it's kind of weird how they do it all over. But I mean, in the end, though, for me, here's what I did: to combat online passes, I bought Battlefield Bad Company 2, used $30 about a year ago. I went online to eBay and bought somebody's online pass that they had in one of their copies for $2.
Nice.
They emailed me the code. I entered it in that day. I'm playing online.
There's a ton of that on eBay.
Here's the
too.
great thing. I get the game used. The company tries to shaft me. I shaft them again, and I give somebody else money. So I gave somebody else money for it used and somebody else money for the code, and they get none of my money. So if a company's doing that to you, boom, buy it online.
At the same time, though, it's acceptable to pay the $2. Company,
That's
company out
acceptable.
there, $2, I'll buy it.
Yeah, I'd buy it.
Put a price on it. If you had to put a price, what's your price? Highest price that you would ever pay for? If you want to go, like, I'm going to put the deal
online
for online
multiplayer.
passes is like go online, say Mortal Kombat, go online, play that. Call of Duty, go online, play Call of Duty multiplayer. What's the highest price that you would pay?
Acceptable would be $5. $10 is pushing it on a game that I awesomely love.
Yeah.
But let's get, that's where we should get realistic. When we have downloadable games, like on Steam, and they were talking about earlier, the Isaac game that came out that Man vs. Game played, super cheap game, super enjoyable. So when you can buy games at $5 and $10, why is one part of the game $5 to $10? That should just make sense.
Yeah.
But here we are at $15. Yeah.
That's just too high. For me, I think the acceptable price, I've said it multiple times, $3. The highest I think I would ever pay would be $5. At that point, I think it's too high. I like I said, I understand why they do it, because I'm sure it costs money to keep these servers up and keep things going.
But see, they've been doing this for years.
Well, they have.
They've had these servers up for years, but all of a sudden it's like, oh, the costs are so prohibitive. No, internet costs are going down.
Well, here's the thing. I'm not saying that it's necessary, but I kind of understand why they might feel like, oh, we have to do this. But at that, I say $3 acceptable. That's where I want it at. $5. Highest I would go. What about you?
I'd say 10% of what I paid for the game would be a good amount.
$6.
Brand new game, $6. Well, I mean, the most expensive, highest you're gonna pay for used games, $55 at GameStop. So $5.50. If I pay Shadowrun, buy for $5, I want to pay 50 cents to play.
Do you know what GameStop should do? Here's what GameStop would do. Do this thing they're doing with Catwoman, and they want to make some money off of this.
Do that with
all sell on passes.
Yeah.
Like $15 online. Guess what? $5 through us.
There you go.
Yeah.
Middle finger to you.
But I do really like the thought that you brought up earlier, though, is that 2 years after the game comes out, cut that shit in half.
Prorate the price.
Like exactly.
Because Steam does that wonderfully. Yeah. They're like, hey, game's been out for a while. We're really going to price this competitively. Or they did that before they even made Team Fortress 2 free. They're like, hey, $5. Great. Download it. Buy it. And this
makes sense.
Team Fortress 2. Here's the crazy thing. One of the most played games online. Huge server demands. And they're saying $5 and you can have it. So you can't tell me that, oh, the servers are just taxing us when they're only charging you $5 for the whole game with the online.
Yeah.
I think it just needs to get closer to a system like Steam.
Yeah.
Where you have sales like that and you can control the content that way.
Well, I think that's the thing. It's like if you were making a comparison between the music industry and this, and I think it comes down to the way that it's handled. And Steam is a good thing with gaming, and I think iTunes is a good example for how music is handled. And I think iTunes does it really well. To combat the music thing, it's like you can go on there and you can buy your songs, just individual songs for $1, 50 cents, whatever it is. It's how it's handled, and the way it's being handled now is an appropriate. The way Steam handles it is much more acceptable.
Well, look at Saga Prona makes a point to go along with what you're saying, Dirk. See, the smart thing to do would be, hey, you can see the DLC stuff, but you can't use it at all. Isn't this stuff your friend is doing cool? Don't you want the DLC now?
Well, that's exactly what...
Wouldn't that be great?
Halo Reach and Call of Duty do. You don't have to buy the maps. You can see that your friends are playing them, and you can't play with them if they choose to play the maps, or they have playlists.
So why not make them jealous about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just cut off the entire experience.
Right, yeah. See, you want it to be desired. So what I think is they should change it from a system of punishment to reward and desire. Don't punish me for not getting it, but show me the possibilities on top of it and entice
Positive
me.
reinforcement.
You know, exactly. It's like a chick, you know? You don't want a chick to whip you and hit you in the face unless you're into that. You want to entice her, you know, be like, little leg, come on, baby.
And then you got Halo Reach as well, where if you play without maps, I'm just going to ignore that. I have nothing to say to that.
Dirk's smart. He's like, no comment. I'm not getting involved in this.
But when you play Reach, all you do is play against people that have the same exact maps as you. So you don't even get punished. There's nothing. If you have one map pack, you play against someone that has one map pack. And there's enough people in each branch where you can still play games. It might take longer to search. That's your bad for not buying
There you go. And just treat us fairly. I think that's where just fair treatment. Don't treat us like a criminal. Don't treat us like we're the bad guys for buying it used. That's what I feel like. Yeah. We're the bad guys for buying it used when, like, okay, here's one case, the Mass Effect series. I didn't get into the Mass Effect series. I bought the first one used. I was like, this is all right. And I played through like, wow, I really like this. And I bought Mass Effect 2 brand new collector's edition.
Now,
perfect case.
Now, this might be a stupid thought, but it just kind of popped in my head here. I'm going to go ahead and put it out
there.
Some
you have many stupid thoughts.
I don't have many stupid thoughts. Whatever.
Sorry, you set yourself up for that.
Now, is there a situation where instead of punishing us, maybe there's a way to put like a tax upon the companies, like a GameStop, where a portion of their proceeds that we're buying their used game can then in turn go back to the publisher? I don't think that would be. I don't really like that, but I'm just saying.
That might be a possibility. If they can, well, because like we were talking about, GameStop does work
like a 5%. If I'm buying a game at $40,
right? GameStop does work homogeneously with a lot of other game companies. Right. So if they did something that were like, "Hey, Rocksteady, let's work together on this. All right, you allow us to sell it used. We'll put a code in it, and you'll get." Of course, GameStop being money hungry. It's kind of, I guess, like a Cold War, and you're trying to say, here's the ceasefire. Let's come to a point where we both share the profits. But I think it's a case of both companies are greedy, both GameStop and the publishers. They want the most money they can get.
Right.
So until they both come to a little bit of an agreement, I think the stakes are only going to get raised higher on this whole online.
But if we're going to punish anybody, then just put it on the companies that are that are profiting off of the used game sales rather than us, because we're not. It's in bad times and we're just trying to get a game that we really want to play, and if it's at a lower price, then so be it. We're going to buy it at a lower price.
Last time I said, true story, someone I know bought NHL 12 at midnight release. His code didn't work for some reason. They might not have been ready to accept codes, and now his code counts as used and he doesn't have the content.
Oh, what game did I have that I did that with? Dragon Age 2 had the same problem.
Well, that's just bad programming.
Yeah.
That's just bad programming.
Oh, and by the way, to get online passes, there are other ways to get online passes by going to stores that have these games that have been used and may have some sort of paperwork inside of them.
Oh, yeah.
That you could open up and take a picture of and then put that code online. I'm not saying I've done this. I'm not saying I know how to do this. I'm just hypothetically putting this thing up here for people who might want to do that.
At that point, but I wouldn't go to that extreme. But I know when Dragon Age 2 came out, if you bought Dead Space 2 the month before, you got a code to get Dead Space armor in the game, and we just went there and found used copies that no one used, and got that armor.
Screw them both.
Turns out the armor was worthless, but it was convenient.
Oh well. I think we've kind of covered this.
I think so.
They suck.
Yeah.
But they can suck less if you treat us fairly.
It can be acceptable in certain situations.
Right.
Like I said, my last statement is, if it's going to be necessary, put it at $3, $5 at the most for me. Find other ways to rather than punish us, punish maybe the companies that are making the profits off the used sales. Don't punish us.
Right.
But like I said, 3 to 5, I will be okay with that. 15 is far too high. Do you have any last words?
Actually, I forgot to mention, I did rent Mortal Kombat at one time, and they did charge you for online pass, but they also had a thing if it's your first time playing the game on your profile, they let you have a 3-day pass. So you can play the game online for 3 days.
That's smart.
Yeah, so to tease you into wanting to play the game.
Well, then it allows you...
and at least see if you're going to enjoy the experience.
That kind of brings up the idea of rentals. That does ruin rentals.
Yeah.
If you're just renting a game to try it out,
well, it's the same
do
thing.
something like
plus
that.
Plus letting friends borrow it, too. It's
letting friends borrow it, but do that to entice people, tease you, and say, here's 3 days of online.
But I'd rather have the game offer me a trial for a few days than say, nope, nothing. Yeah. So
there you go, and I'll kind of end a good point J.K. Spencer makes. DLC should complement the gaming experience, nothing more, nothing less. Yeah. It should complement, not compromise.
Right.
And that's what we're getting a lot of game companies. So if you truly want to give us an extra bonus, Vanquish. Perfect case and example. You bought the game new, you got a pre-order bonus of 3 special weapons.
Right.
That was for pre-order people. I think a month or two later, they had it available for download for $3.
Yeah.
$1 per weapon. Again, a small bit of a punishment for people, a small bit of bonus to those who bought it new, but not so much that it divides
Right.
both sides
It's
against
acceptable.
one another. It's
Things are
acceptable.
acceptable. So
There you go.
all right, well,
I think we agree on this.
yeah, I think so. I mean, but it was a really good discussion. We had a lot of back and forth. We
do.
had a lot of good involvement.
Yeah, thanks
via
for the callers and the chat and all that.
So we do have. So if we're moving on, are we
Moving on.
All right. Now
Moving
next
on
week.
up.
Now next week we're taking a little hiatus. Brian's going to be off.
Yes.
He's going to be going to Kansas City.
Anniversary.
Anniversary.
6-year anniversary being married.
Another
I know.
little clap. Everybody clap.
5 days
clap.
and 364 days longer than I figured, which is good. Which is really good. I just every day is like I had another day. I laugh at fate. I go, ha 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 ha. Said I couldn't, beautiful, normal woman.
Normal woman.
Yeah, I'd beat you, fate.
Yeah. But so we'll be gone. Next week, no episode.
Yes.
But we are coming back with this very special. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're having a Halloween special horror cast. There's gonna be a lot. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of really cool involvement. We're gonna give away some stuff.
Yep.
So there'll be some prizes given away. We want you guys. We'll make a video coming up here in the next couple days, asking you guys to do something fun, something creative. We don't know exactly what it is just yet, but we'll post it up. So
Yep.
look for our video. It'll be up on YouTube, asking you guys to do something
Exactly.
really fun. We'll play it on the show. Maybe we'll be in costumes. I don't know. We're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be a really interesting show, and hope you guys show up. It's not gonna be a traditional cast, but it will be extremely fun.
And there's our YouTube channel, which we'll be uploading the video to.
And check out our Facebook page too.
Yes.
Keep an eye on that. All of our postings, any kind of information that we're going to be putting up about the Halloween cast or anything in the future too, we'll have up on our Facebook. We'll probably post something up on our website as well, substance-tv.com. Really fun site. Check that out.
Yep, we got some great stuff on there. But yeah, definitely join us. It's the 28th. We'll be having some Halloween specials. But as Lana was saying too, if this is your first time watching us here on Justin TV, follow us. Give us a little follow.
Certainly.
Because we're now at 10 p.m., of course.
Yep.
So this is the brand new time for everybody. And I think it's going to be a good... We have some things planned. We've talked about some stuff, but
Yep.
you're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be...
It really will be fun. And like I said, just keep an eye out on us over the next couple days, over the next week. Because you guys definitely want to be involved in this.
Yes. It's going to be...
Free
epic.
stuff. I mean, come on.
There's going to be a contest, for free stuff. We'll
Free
have
stuff.
a contest for people to enjoy. So be there.
Show up.
Dirk won't be there, will you?
Probably not.
Probably
I don't
not.
know.
Who
But
knows?
thanks
I'll be
for joining
around.
us.
I'll
We
be
need
around
to
in
give...
spirit.
We need
Yeah,
to give you
again,
thanks.
thanks, Dirk.
Thanks,
Showing
Dirk.
up. Woo!
Golf
around.
clap
It was
Dirk
fun.
being here.
The Durka.
Dirk.
Chat. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
So anyway, for Brian,
Landon.
Dirk.
look at that.
Yeah.
He just
Fits
he
right
just
in.
got to
Fits
that
right
like
in,
it's
yeah.
no problem.
He started
at
off
all.
breaking the rules, and it's back into the rules.
I fixed the show. I came around, broke it in the beginning, came around, fixed it in the end.
Way to go, sir.
Thanks.
You've patched this up. I was going to kill you after this episode, but now you really patched things up.
Yep.
So we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yep.
10 p.m. October 28th. Horror Boomsies.
Yeah,
I'm
more
watching you. We'll see you then.
All right, thanks for showing up.